Time for tonight's rewrite. While President Obama made no mention of gun or ammunition control in his State of the Union address last night, a small but influential number of politicians, including Dick Cheney, are talking about common sense reform. One of them, as we showed you on Monday, New York City Mayor Michael Bloomberg. At a press conference in Manhattan, he called for Congress to tighten existing laws and require background checks for all guns sold in the United States. Along with the mayor, 34 victims of gun violence. 34 because that's the number of Americans killed every day in the United States by a gun. And, of course, the most successful lobbying group in the history of lobbying, the National Rifle Association, was quick to respond. The group's political director, Chuck Cunningham, while repeatedly referring to Mayor Bloomberg as Mayor Blame, said he likes to blame everyone else for violent crime in New York City. He's also blamed Mother Nature for his recent problems with snow removal. He's not after illegal guns, he's after your guns. And that's a real snow job. Funny guy, Chuck Cunningham. Here's what Chuck Cunningham's NRA propaganda machine doesn't want you to know. In the years since New York City officials started cracking down on illegal guns and violent crime, the murder rate in New York City has fallen drastically. In 1990, 2,262 murders. A decade later, 629, down 73% in 10 years. And last year, Mayor Bloomberg got the number down to 536. In the 9 years that Michael Bloomberg has been mayor, 9 New York City police officers have been killed in the line of duty by guns. 9, which is still 9 too many. But compare that to 1980, when crime was rampant in New York City and 10 NYPD officers were killed by gunfire in just 1 year. So here's what Chuck Cunningham should have said. Mayor Michael Bloomberg has a proven track record of accomplishment in reducing gun violence in his city. We at the NRA are devoted to responsible use of firearms, and though we may not agree with him on every point, we appreciate the mayor's wisdom and experience in this area. Chuck Cunningham's choice to joke about Mayor Bloomberg and illegal guns in the aftermath of the Tucson massacre proves once again that Chuck Cunningham and his employer, the heartless, brainless National Rifle Association, have chosen as their mission not guaranteeing the right to bear arms, because the Constitution already guarantees that, but the right to bear sorrow. Indeed, they guarantee us the need to bear sorrow so enormous after events like the Tucson massacre that the President of the United States must fly to the scene, take to the presidential pulpit, and lead the country in prayer for a safer future that the blood-drenched lobbyists of the NRA refuse to allow us. Christina Taylor Greene is not the last 9-year-old girl who will give her life thanks to the work of Chuck Cunningham and NRA lobbyists. Surely some of them must have children, daughters. Chuck, do you have a 9-year-old daughter? The next massacre delivered by a high-capacity ammunition magazine filled with 22-cent bullets easily purchased by a madman, be it at a college like Virginia Tech or a Safeway parking lot like the one where Gabby Gifford's last stood, will once again leave its victims in pools of blood. And the stricken families and communities and this nation will continue to struggle to find a way to bear that sorrow.